Oh, my goodness. And there it is. Wow. Gets it. Did they go? Did they go?
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Gold TV for match play here at the PWBA Reno Classic from the National Bowling Stadium in Reno, Nevada. My name is Aaron Smith, sitting alongside Emil Williams Jr., the man, the myth, the legend himself. And we are ready today. 12 games, round-robin match play over 2 rounds to determine the top 4 for tonight's step ladder finals right here on GoldTV.com. The first champion of the Fall Classic Series. We're already underway on the 37-foot condition, so we're going to go ahead and bring it into the action right here. Stephanie Zavala and Brianna Cote. The current 1-2 matchup is underway here at the NBS, along with 6 additional great matches, all available here on GoldTV.com. Mr. Williams, we had a high-scoring day yesterday on this 37-foot pattern, and less players on the lanes. We expect that scoring pace to continue, and we've seen 2 players kind of run away from this event so far in Cote and Zavala. Can they continue to do so here in match play and earn their spot in that step ladder finals appearance?
Well, it's interesting, Aaron, that now I talked about this yesterday with Stephanie Zavala and not being surprised anymore. And if you think about when she's really bowled well in the performances that have either resulted in titles, for example, at least one that I can recall, she often finds herself in positions to run away from the field. And here she is again with that opportunity. Same thing with Brianna Cote. She's been in this position as well before, where she can kind of run away a little bit and try to continue to build on what is a nice lead over 4th at this moment in time. But there's going to be obviously some challengers for that 4th spot right now. Diana Zavyalova holds that current spot at plus 252 with Verity Crawley in at 3rd at plus 268. And, we've got bonus pins today, obviously, and that is going to go a long way, certainly, in deciding what's going to happen in our top 4 finalists for tonight's step ladder finals. So still much to be determined, but, you got to win matches when you get to this point, especially if you're someone in that, maybe 8 to 12 range, which is not insurmountable. It can be done, and we'll see what happens here today.
That is definitely within play here as we look at the top 12. Valerie Bercier and Misaki Bukutani tying for 11th spot, so they were the last 2 to get in at plus 198. So the number they're chasing, plus 252, so just 54 pins. And over the course of 12 games with bonus pins available, of course, 30 for the victory, 15 for a tie. If you lose your matchup, it is 0. So plenty of opportunities here for the players in the 5 to 12 section to really make a run and put themselves in position to hoist the first trophy of the Fall Classic Series.
It's a good way to start the day, too, with the top 2 right now as we open up this match play block. We get a chance to see where each are playing on the fresh. Each have had, I think, good and indifferent type experiences on the fresh as well, with Bree starting with 289 in round 1 of qualifying yesterday. Stephanie went through some troubles in game 1 in yesterday's or one of yesterday's rounds as well. Just kind of ciphering through, using urethane early yesterday, but not throwing the best shots, as she told us, before she was able to kind of settle in and get into rhythm.
Yeah, if you look at those first game averages, the advantage here definitely goes to. Oh my! You can't scare us like that this early in the morning. But you mentioned the 289 in game 1 of round 1, 233 on the fresh in round 2. In talking to Stephanie yesterday, her opening games 227 in round 1, 208 in round 2. For Stephanie, she felt confident coming into this block here this morning. The biggest concern she had was that the lanes didn't sit for quite as long in between blocks. from the fresh to the second round yesterday. And she said that kind of made him a little trickier for her than she would have liked. So she kind of had to dive into plan B, plan C in order to get back to the top of the leaderboard, and she finished strong 246, 246, 222, and 226 to take the top overall spot. So it seems like with Stephanie, once she can kind of settle in and with what she saw yesterday, with how they opened up, she was able to get to a part of the lane that no one else was really able to. The players were all farther right of her, which in turn, gave her a spot to throw it to. She had a little bit of extra room to the right, and she's as tough as they get, and she can make a big jump left as well. Still looking for that first strike.
It'll be interesting to see how she combats this. I think we may or may not get a quick update from one Curtis Von Kruger. We'll wait on that, but if he is, I think he'll be able to tell us what she elected to use from the start.
Other updates from our ongoing matches here. Once again, 12 competitors advancing from the 50-player field after 12 games and 2 rounds on the 37-foot condition yesterday. Verity Crawley starting with the front 4 against Diana Zavyalova over on 57 and 58. Stephanie Johnson, 4 out of the first 5 against Birgit Mareks, holds an early advantage over on 59 and 60. Kelly Kulik, 4 out of the first 5 against Ashley Galante. A few less strikes over on 63 and 64. Daria Payuk and Sandra Gongora out of the gates. And then at 65 and 66, Valerie Brasier against Saki Mukutani. Both players with early opens so far. So once again, the format here today and for the entire Reno Classic. 12 games qualifying yesterday, top 12 advance. That's what we're at right now. We'll have 2 rounds of match play, one today, ongoing at the moment, and then the second one's going to start at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 local time here in Reno. And then the step ladder finals, top 4, will be bowling this evening, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 local time here in Reno. If you happen to be in the area, swing on by the NBS. No charge to check out the action live. Well, showing off the spare game so far, but Cote can really open up this match here with a couple more strikes. And Emil, it does look like KVK himself is good to join us here. So let's bring him into the broadcast. There he is. Curtis Von Kruger, KVK. Good morning. Welcome.
Good morning, Bull TV fam. How's everybody doing this morning?
We're all right. We're hanging in there.
Good. So, just kind of getting a feel for what's happening out there today. Stephanie Zavala had an interesting game plan. She started with the honey badger urethane. And then kind of she threw that all practice, and then all of a sudden made the choice to jump inside with a reactive resin bowling ball. And so I understand what her game plan was. She had struggles kind of those first couple games in relative terms. Let's keep that in perspective. She wasn't shooting 240s. So she knew that match play, you can't really get off to a slow start. You really have to be aggressive. And so she really wanted to kind of figure things out. And things could get interesting here. I don't know if you guys discussed this, but if Stephanie Zavala wins this week or this tournament, all of a sudden, I mean, she's not mathematically out of the Player of the Year race. I was talking with Jason Thomas about it, and she kind of got a break here with a lot of those top player of the year candidates not making the cut. Obviously, Verity Crawley's bowling for a lot. She's got a nice little game going here, but lots of intrigue. But I think this pretty much seals the deal for Stephanie as far as Rookie of the Year. And so, that was one of her main goals. Check out the interview we have going up on social media. She'll talk a little bit about her rookie campaign and kind of what this season has meant to her as far as trying to win that award. So lots of intrigue. We'll keep you guys updated throughout the match play round and kind of let you guys know. We got some really nice strings of strikes. Kelly Kulik's got a couple of 3-baggers. Verity Crawley with the front with 4-baggers. So I think the scores are going to continue to be high, and you don't have a lot of time to rest on your laurels. You really have to get after it.
Curtis, excellent update there, and a great point about both player and rookie of the year. We've already had some jumps happen in the player of the year race. We'll get to that in a moment. Taking a look at what we got for rookie of the year. It was really a 2-player race. Stephanie Zavala and Brianna Clemmer. Brianna missed the cut. She finished tied for 19th. So Stephanie is already increasing her advantage over Clemmer. Once again, we're getting into the mathematics of it all and actual finite numbers. Still not 100% wrapped up. Anything could happen in these last 2 events, but Stephanie Zavala is certainly putting herself in position to take home that trophy, something she's been talking about since winning her very first event of her PWBA Tour career back in May at the Greater Cleveland Open. Emil, I know you were there for that one, and that was one of the things she was very upfront about after the victory, was that that's on her list of goals for this season.
Yeah, and it wasn't just on her list of goals. She was very emphatic about achieving said goal. And so it wasn't like, yes, I would like to win Rookie of the Year. It'd be great, if I was able to accomplish that in my first year out. It was, no, I plan to win the Rookie of the Year. That's why I'm out here. And I'm wasting my time if I don't go out and achieve this. That was the attitude that she took, which struck me because we don't often hear that type of attitude or talk toward anyone's goals. So a lot of players are while they are very goal oriented, oftentimes they may keep the goals to themselves, so they won't kind of go or get too far ahead of themselves, if that makes sense. She was like, "Nah, this is what I worked for." I spent, unfortunately, had to spend 2020 not bowling as a professional. But she mentioned then that was probably the best thing that's happened to her because she was able to get back in the lab and get back at it quickly, and which is part of the reason she has been so successful here in 2021. Good report there from Curtis because you see, yeah, she has moved left, maybe a bit unexpected, but he explained it very well. Her mindset beginning on this fresh. To be honest with you, though, as long as she can remain clean, and I know the strikes aren't coming, and they probably are going to at some point in this block, I think she can be okay as long as she remains clean. And that's a very good example of what should be or could be a well-bowled professional game, even without a strike.
You really can't argue that either. It is a very professional-esque game, even though the strikes aren't covering up for spares. But Curtis mentioned the player of the year aspect of it as well. And Verity Crawley, the only player kind of in that top 7 that we kind of highlighted heading into this event, advancing to the top 12. Shannon O'Keefe just missed in 13th place, 1 pin away from advancing to match play here today. But Brianna Cote in 8th place, also making a pretty big move, and depending on how the rest of the week goes, she can vault herself right into this conversation. Taking a look at the projected points at the moment. Verity Crawley, if she finishes in 8th place or better, is going to be the point leader. Shannon O'Keefe has surpassed Dasha Kovalova. So currently Kovalova, who entered this event in first place overall in the points, is now in second, based off of her 37th place finish. Terrible break there for Zavala.
Yep.
Can't get these strikes going.
So just as I say, that will still be a well-bowled freshman game. That was not a bad shot.
So Keefe officially ahead of Kovalova. So if Verity has a rough day, she's starting the day in 3rd place, and she looks like she's on pace to kick things off with victory. So, obviously we mentioned how close everything is. So if Verity has a rough day, she could potentially drop a couple spots, and Shannon would be heading into the Pepsi Classic and the Tour Championship as the overall leader. But Verity Crawley, with her current position right now, would hold the lead by about 4,000 points over O'Keefe, given her 3rd place points. For Cote, if she's able to get the win at this event, she would be less than 4,000 points away from where O'Keefe and Dasha Kovalova are at.
Whoa.
That one got away from her.
I can't tell where she's sliding because of the score monitor down there, but that ball was just right of 3rd arrow. The thing about it is, right, and this is what I think makes bowling very interesting. Because you take a player like Stephanie, you're watching this game, right, and the easy thing to say would be, man, I just think she's too far left, right? But when you get into match play, you got to do what's best for you, and that's what's best for her, right? A little smile, which is good. I think that helps when you're in the lead.
Mm-hmm.
You can have a little smile about gutter spare, as opposed to and obviously off and open too, which she didn't lose count.
Lose count, yep.
But we always say there's no right way. Now there are certainly times where you can be playing the lanes completely wrong. But in many cases, you could be doing something that's different than your opponent, which may make it seem like if you're not scoring like your opponent, you could be doing the wrong thing. It's interesting. Verity, when we talked to her yesterday after round 2, referenced both Stephanie and Brianna as players who had kind of moved in a little bit. And because she saw them doing that and having high levels of success, she felt like that's where she should be, which also is more of her comfort zone. And she can go left to right, obviously. She was struggling with angles, she mentioned in round number 1, and was able to fix that based on these 2 players right here, Zavala and Cote.
Your 10th frame is underway.
On the other side of the coin, Aaron, Brianna Cote is like, well, I'm not going to have any sympathy for you, Stephanie.
She's moving to the 1st place.
That's not what this game is about.
Yeah, she is. She's going to move into the lead here. She's got the win already locked up, so the 30 bonus pins. It's going to be well north of 200 here. She can still get to the 240s with one more strike here. So Zavala, that she can get to is 184, so she's going to drop. So Brianna Cote, we've literally only had 2 leaders this event. It's been either Zavala or Cote. They've been taking it back and forth. Can opener there.
Open up that can of blank.
For Bree to get that double, get into the 240. So we're going to have a new tournament leader here. Heading into the final 5 games of WAC number 1 of match play. Of course, folks, remember on bowltv.com, we do have every pair available. So you can watch your favorite athlete as they make their way through match play. Got a couple couple of different channels to choose from, along with our main commentary channel that you're checking out right now. So for the folks who are on Bolt TV already, good morning, welcome. I hope you're having a great start to your Tuesday. Feels weird to say that. Usually we're weekend folks here on the PWBA tour, but we'll party on a Tuesday with you. But you're already in the spot to catch all the action for the rest of the day, and of course the stepladder finals later tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 local time here for the Reno Classic. If you're joining us right now from Facebook or YouTube, we are going to send the feed exclusively to BoltTV.com at the conclusion of this game. So we certainly encourage you to head on over. Once again, BoltTV.com, the address, the place to be. Check it out and subscribe to taking the action, watch the best players on the PWBA Tour compete for titles here this week, the final event of the 2021 season. A few different ticket options to purchase. You can buy an event pass just for the Reno Classic. Watch all the action today, $8.95. If you want to watch the rest of the Fall Classic Series, which includes qualifying match play in the stepladder finals at the Pepsi Classic, as well as all of match play at the Tour Championship. Of course, the finals of the Tour Championship are going to be on CBS Sports Network on Halloween. You can buy an event ticket for $19.95, so that gets you coverage the rest of the way out. 9, come on. In addition to those event tickets, we also have an annual and monthly recurring option, which gives you full access to BoltTV.com. So not only the live coverage, but the archived events, the on-demand information as well. So be sure to check that out along the way too. So the annual $79.95, the monthly $9.95. Transaction fees do apply at all price points, so keep that in mind as well. But BoltTV.com, the place to be, and giveaways. Oh my goodness, we have giveaways as well.
Actually, 246 to 174. Cote with the early win, 30 bonus pins. That's a nice jump for Cote. She'll be in the lead, as Aaron mentioned. We'll go over scores from other matches on the other side. We'll see you on BoltTV.com.